everyone. I'm here to do an energy reading, and I'm going to pull up some cards for our full moon in Cancer for December 30th, 2020. So I did just do a reading for the next week, so that's from December 28th through to January 3rd. And the key thing that was coming up was kind of like obviously being in a good mindset, but also energy wise too. When we have full moon energy, for people that don't know, full moon energy is a time where we are kind of full of emotions and there's a lot of confusion and there's a lot of energy that wants to be released. And sometimes we don't understand why we're feeling the way that we are, but we feel extra emotional, we're feeling extra intuitive, but there's this confusion thing that happens with the emotions and the intuition. So just similar to the moon and the tides, there's this pull, okay? And so it's kind of like, okay, I'm feeling drawn to this and I don't know why. And then it might not be a positive thing. And then you can kind of be like, well, why did that happen? That was out of the blue. And so, and this makes sense for me too, because I know that things are happening for a reason, but at the time, and even being a very intuitive person, I often can't identify with it until after it's happened. But the nice thing is that I have tools, so I know kind of what to do at the time. And happy holidays to everyone, by the way. I hope that you're really enjoying your time right now with family, friends, or even just by yourself. I hope that you're having the opportunity to just kind of connect to whatever it is that you really love at this time. And so if we go into our cards, it says new romance is imminent, either with a newcomer or through reignited passion in your existing relationship. Be open to giving and receiving love. Okay. So I see this as actually working on a little bit more of some inner child work. So for people that don't know what inner child work is, we're kind of tapping back into the child within. And so the child within is they want to eat, they want to play, they want to have sugar, stuff like that. They like to color. They like to see the color in life, so they don't see the heaviness and the stress of life. They see the good in other people, and children tend to judge very quickly, but not in a hateful way because they don't really have egos. They just tell it how it is. So this is about self-expression as well. So this very much trickles into my weekly that I was just discussing about the importance of kind of honoring how we're feeling and only putting out the energy that we want. So during full moons, for people that don't know how to do a full moon ritual, we basically just write down things that we would like to release, and then we put in gratitude, and we sit kind of with ourselves and really naturally connect to what it is that's been bothering us. And where we're working with Cancer energy, Cancers are very emotional naturally. So it's going to be an extra emotional time for people midweek. And again, if you're really sensitive, you're feeling this already, and you're feeling this quite a ways after the full moon too, until that energy starts to shift into the new. So Cancers, they really, really love putting good energy out to other people. So it might be generosity and kindness, things like that. It might just be supporting your family and friends, being there for another person, or it just might be having more compassion for yourself while you're feeling this energy, etc. So what you would do is basically write down all of these things that are bothering you, and just trust that that energy is going to be removed in divine timing. And so by doing that, we're going to burn our piece of paper, maybe having a campfire or something like that, as a little ceremony to kind of say goodbye to the old you. And so this is the beauty of life cycles and how we can just kind of shift and change throughout our months, etc. So we are kind of shedding skin, we're letting things go, old versions of ourselves. So this is at the very end of the year. So it's going to be more of a double-edged sword, because you might be finding, yes, we're going through a heaviness of the year, but then it's also kind of like extra good because there's a new energy that you get to kind of attract. And so this might take a bit of time to come in, and that's absolutely okay. All right, so it's really for some people on here doing more breath work. So For myself, I've been called to painting and doing yoga. I also have my drum here, so I've been doing some drumming, and I feel like a lot of people need some sound healing. So whenever I feel inspired to come on here and do some healing, I will. But it does feel like a lot of people could benefit from really removing some of this energy that they're feeling. As I said, self-expression is probably going to be number one. All right, Fiona. Now that you've asked for angels for help, be open to receiving divine guidance and assistance. You deserve heaven's help. Okay, so this is kind of like being more open. And I was saying that in the weekly. There's this vulnerability thing that is actually really healthy for a lot of people. But because we're changing and shifting, it might be a little uncomfortable. So if you've been feeling a little anxious lately or negative, just honor and respect how you're feeling. Just trust that by doing the little bit of like ceremony or intuitive work going inward, pulling out your own cards, however you choose to do it, that to focus more on that faith and trust that the energy will remove itself. It's not this big thing that you typically have to feel heavy about that you need to do. It's just a period of time that we go through where we kind of honor and commit to what we want to feel, therefore removing what we don't want to feel, right? And then we have take action. You're in touch with your truth in this situation, and you need to trust your gut and lovingly assert yourself. Yes, we were kind of just talking about that, is just to trust that you can let go, because a lot of people get kind of nervous and tense about things that they don't understand or that they can't connect to yet. And I was just sharing that too, that it's scary for me sometimes because I tend to feel a lot. But when I don't understand why I'm feeling what I'm feeling, that's when the nervous tension will absolutely kind of like, make you feel trapped, because that's very much an illusion. So what are we doing to take better care of ourselves? This is a time for learning how to, again, remove obstacles. So maybe your 2021 is teaching you to just do more things that you love to do and making some plans around that. So it might be you want to create a 2021 vision board for yourself. But that nervous energy has to go because it's not helping anybody when you're feeling nervous. So just it's kind of like shaking your sillies out, put some music on that really makes you feel positive. Exercising, but doing types of exercise that you really enjoy is going to be helpful. But move the energy, shift your physical body. It will be really helpful. And if I do feel inspired to come on and do some things, I feel like I'm going to start going onto my YouTube and doing some live things there. So if you're not subscribed to that, I would recommend doing it. That being said, I hope you guys have an awesome day, a beautiful Boxing Day. I hope Santa found everybody, and I'll be chatting with you guys again when I decide to come back on. Bye for now.